this one. Check this out. This is kind of interesting, right? We've talked about the terrorism and all this kind of stuff that we've seen, right, from BLM and Antifa and stuff like that. So now they try to argue, this is the Intercept here. Remember Glenn Greenwald left, or he was actually ousted, I think, from the Intercept, a outlet that he co-founded, basically, right? But he slightly has just kept more. He's still bad on some issues, but he's kept somewhat more objective on some of this stuff while he's seen these people just go off the deep end, right? So here's the Intercept basically saying the problem with what we're about to see and the violence from the left is not that they commit the violence or that the Antifa are involved in terrorism. It's that there is right-wingers with malicious intent filming the people on the left while they're doing the violence. So check out this. This is noticing is the crime. Look at this. This is incredible.
The sound of glass breaking on Inauguration Day in Portland, Oregon, as black-clad anti-capitalist protesters attacked the Democratic Party office, was music to the ears of Julio Rosas, the video journalist who recorded these images. That's because Rosas, who works for the right-wing website Town Hall, specializes in shooting viral video of mayhem at left-wing protests.
Oy vey.
Within minutes of the vandalism, by a handful of activists who broke off from a small march, Rosas posted his video on Twitter, where it racked up over 1 million views. With his tweet, Rosas had beaten his friend and rival, Jorge Ventura of the Daily Caller, by 6 minutes. But when Rosas joined Laura Ingraham on Fox News that night,
Julio Rosas, townhall.com senior writer,
giving national attention to what would have been, without his footage, a local news story, Ventura held the camera for the live shot.
So they want a revolution.
How do you feel?
It's just so hard being me. I'm just constantly on primetime TV.
As a reporter focused on protest movements, I've been studying video of chaotic events for more than a decade, since I live blogged Iran's disputed election, the Arab Spring, and the Occupy movement. And one thing I've learned is that whether a clip was posted online by a witness in Cairo or Kenosha, it always helps to know who shot the video and why. Rosas and Ventura are not household names, but it's important to understand their reporting because they're members of an informal club of right-wing reporters who roam from city to city, feeding the conservative media's hunger for images of destruction and violence.
They don't do any of this on their side?
Well, yeah,
it's
but no, of course they do.
But it's only wrong when you do it. We can have carte blanche, do whatever we want.
He's trying to pretend that the violence that they're committing, this terrorism, is not the news story. That's not the issue. That's
not the person filming it to feed the conservative media channels.
What's their motivation, you see? Well, who was holding the camera? Yeah, because that was not at all the issue at, for example, Charlottesville or something like that, right? There wasn't at all people there to kind of try to catch people as they, let's say, defend themselves and edit it, insincerely to make it look like they're attacking some random person.
We talk about similar things that CNN talks about, but who's doing the talking, right? That's what matters.
Right.
And then we get banned for talking about the same thing they can talk about on their channel.
Again, now it's not about, and it never has been about the message, it's about the messenger. That's the whole thing here. But anyway, just a few more seconds of this here. We'll wrap this clip up.
The margins of left-wing protests.
The margins, yeah, that's right.
In Instagram selfies and podcast banter, these young conservatives who focus their cameras on unrest at racial justice protests jokingly call themselves the Riot Squad.
And I think that's it. Incredible, huh? The Intercept Riot Squad. So let's expose the Riot Squad because they shouldn't be allowed to do this. Basically, it's amazing. What can you say?
Yeah, it's outrageous.